Welcome to another episode of the Levity Floatcast. Today we sit down with Ryan Taylor, ultramarathon runner, Pittsburgh explorer, and all-around great guy. So sit back, relax, and Floatcast. Other folks that have been through that are ultramarathon runners and just runners in general, the community there is second to none. Can you talk about, you already said a couple really good folks that you've met, but can you talk about what it's like there on race day and throughout?
So there's aid stations typically set up in these runs like every 5 or 6 miles, and they're just volunteers. They typically don't get paid, and they don't know you. They've never met you before. You might be from a different state, different country. They are angels. They'll change your dirty socks. They'll fill up your water bottles. They'll give you. They'll be so nice, and it's like the gratefulness after you pull out of an aid station, like that is like one of the strongest fuels. I think I've like come in contact with in running is like just the people like pumping you up and making sure like, hey, you're good to go. Like you're going to go through some shit out there, but like there'll be more of us waiting like 6 miles from now.
What a good idea. What a good feeling.
Do you have any advice for someone that would like to get into ultramarathon running?
Yeah. I would run as often as you can, and when I say that, it like a run can be a mile, and if you're doing it every day at a pace that is fun, like I try to talk a lot of people into running because it's done so much for me and just like my mental health that like I'm just run, man. I everything that you're dealing with, it won't go away, but you'll have better tools to deal with it. But
it's freeing for sure.
Yeah.
I feel like it's like a meditation.
100%. And just like you can bring your phone and all that stuff, but leave the headphones at home. Leave your phone. I do what would be a sacrilegious thing in the church of my friend Jason and run with a GPS watch. But I'm kind of a data nerd after the fact. Like I don't care too much about what's going on, barring some catastrophic circumstances on my watch. So I like looking at the maps and like running cool loops and stuff like that. But what was it? Pace. But like have a pace that's like fun. Like you're not trying to make the Olympics or any. I've run with a bunch of people and they just like take off. Like when they start run, they don't want to talk. It's like, dude, slow down, talk to me, and like we're gonna have done 5 miles and you're not going to know.
Yeah.
It's the way to do it. You should run with people.
Cool. Yeah, man. Absolutely starting running, going through high school, doing cross country, then a club in Pittsburgh. That first ultra marathon, what was that like? What was that experience like? Because there's a gap, right, between like a regular marathon and then there's a reason it's called an ultra marathon. What was that like?
So I ran a 50K first, which is like in terms of ultras, it's 31 miles. So it's like the first ultra marathon you typically do. And it was really hot. It was in Youngstown, Ohio. And about 18 miles in, I was like, this is the dumbest shit I've ever done in my life. Like it was muddy and it wasn't like overly hilly. This was Youngstown Ultra Trail Classic. It's called Yahtzee, and it's held every year in September in Youngstown, Mill Creek Park, beautiful park.
Yeah.
And but it is deceptively hard in terms of like these just like steep ascents, and then you're like on these like rooty trails and stuff. And very hot day. I had probably 3 too many beers the day before, so I was going through like cramping and like stomach issues. And I like started like I did not know what a fun pace was for a 50K, so I went out way too fast.
Did you underestimate it? Is that why you had the
100%. And it was like it's like a golf work function that just kind of like the day got away, and you know it was fun.
But fuck it, I'm just running 30 miles tomorrow.
Yeah.
Well, and this race was in lead up to the first race I signed up for, which was 100K. So I'm like, okay, 50K first, we'll feel it out. And then I was like, how the hell am I going to do this twice? This twice. And yeah, it was a bear. The first one was a bear.
Got through it, though. Got through it.
Yep.
I mean, it's one of those things that's so cool to hear because you always hear that moment where you have, like, I fucked up.
So in that moment where you said I fucked up, how did you get through it? Like, walk us through that experience.
I didn't want to disappoint my friend Jason, first and foremost, and then I didn't want to tell anybody that I didn't finish. So I'm like, I'm gonna trudge this out. And then it got to the point where I think there was like 5 miles left, and I'm like, oh, this is like a lunch run. This is what I typically do.
This is a lunch run.
This is a lunch run. This is a Wednesday lunch run with my buddy Bill at work. And I was like, okay, I can put that into context. And that's kind of like a thing you can do with any length. It's like, okay, there's only 6, like there might be 94 miles left to go in this race, but there's 6 to the next aid station. And it's just like kind of segmenting your day like that. And it goes for same deal in shorter runs.
How would you say that, like, running as a whole, but specifically these ultra marathons, have helped you grow as a person mentally?
It's this self-imposed like heap of like problems you're like putting on yourself. And like once you work through all those miles and all that elevation and whatever else, you stand on top of like all those problems. It's like, well, that was the worst thing I've ever gone through. But then to balance that out, almost you get like this glowing feeling, and you stand with this like perspective of everything you just gone through, and it's something else.
I wanna relax, put my mind at ease. Good friends and good vibes, now that's all I need. When life hurts, come down and float in levity. Let your problems wash away into serenity. Whoa.